Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, I have a very special treat for all my subscribers. Today I am trying a new microphone. I recently purchased the Rode NT USB Plus, and so far I'm really enjoying it. Still working out how my audio sounds, but I'm hoping that this microphone sounds better. I'm trying a few different little things here. But today, I want to just say a massive thank you. Thank you to every one of you. Every one of you who's subscribed to my channel, liked my videos. Even if you just clicked on my video and you were like, meh, I don't like this guy. His content's not what I want, or his voice isn't that great, or whatever the reason, you're probably not here, but that's okay. Thank you too. Because even just the fact that my video was out there, it caught your attention and you clicked on it, like, this day and age, that's a big deal because there's just a lot of content out there, and there's a lot of really good Warhammer YouTube content out there. So thank you. Thank you for clicking. If you're here, if you're subscribed, if you're liking my content, thank you so much as well, because, you know, the metrics don't lie. The more views and subscriptions I get, the more that inspires me to do more content. And I have a lot of content planned. I don't have a lot of time throughout the days to make my content. I'm usually lucky if I get a couple hours to kind of record real quick and record some audio and then bam, upload it to YouTube. But I really do have a lot of ideas for what I want to do on the channel, a lot of things that I want to cover that are Warhammer related. I want to cover model releases. I want to cover news and events in Tacticus. I have Space Marine 2. It's just I can never find the time to play the game. Like, other than the campaign, I haven't been able to play it too much. I play the operations when I can, but I only have the time of day to play them solo. So I get maybe an hour to play that game, and it's just enough to really only complete one operation and like unlock an armor piece, unlock some requisition for colors and upgrades and things like that. Someday I would like to make more content regarding Space Marine 2. Unfortunately, it's just not the time right now. So I'm concentrating more on Tacticus because I have more time to play Tacticus. It's a lot easier to just grab my phone and play it. I'm also really addicted to Tacticus. Like, I play it every day. But beyond that, I want to continue increasing my content coverage for Warhammer. The lore videos are incoming. Like, I have ideas for maybe even doing some art and animations. I am painting models when I can on the side, and I have ideas for painting tutorials. I have ideas for modeling hobby tutorials. So there's a lot more coming, and I really hope you guys stick around. I'm not normally the one to ask for likes and subscribes. I've been around since before there was YouTube, and I'm pretty sure if you're on YouTube, you probably know how it all works. But to go over some of my goals, one of my big goals is to reach 500 subscribers. As 500 subscribers is one of the big milestones for doing YouTube. And thanks to you guys, I'm well on the way to that. This is the 100 subscriber thank you video that I've been waiting to record for a couple weeks now. I've just been waiting on this microphone to come in. And I also got a little sound booth for it, so I'm really hoping that this is starting to sound better. So a big goal again is to get to 500 subscribers. You know, the analytics are the analytics. Again, I'm not the type to ask for subscribers. However, that is the reason why I am doing more content, is because I am getting more subscribers because of people like you. I sound like PBS. So if you happen to subscribe to the channel, thank you. Seeing that number go up, just it makes my day that much better. Like, I wake up more invigorated to record YouTube content, and the more views and likes and comments and subscriptions and everything I get, just that inspires me. That inspires me to continue to make more. That tells me I'm doing something right. It tells me to keep chipping away at it. Like, I understand YouTube is not an overnight success thing. We can't all be Crack Duck. That guy's content is awesome. But the goal is to keep chipping away at it. Keep doing uploads. Keep trying to gain more subscribers and views and content from you guys, or provide content for you guys, because I love Warhammer. So I'm closing in on 40 years old. I know, big old graybeard. But I've been doing Warhammer since I was about 15 years old. I remember walking into the GW store at the mall with my best friend, Killer Limes, and like just being blown away by, like, oh my gosh, these cool models. And him and I played a game together. It was 3rd edition. It was Space Marines versus Dark Eldar for the core box. And I played the Space Marines and I kicked the Eldar butt. But I ended up getting into Battlefleet Gothic because I was a big Star Wars nerd at the time. I still am a big Star Wars nerd, although Star Wars, that's a whole nother topic right now, but we're not getting into that. Because I love spaceships and spaceship battles and fleet engagements and things like that, like the Battle of Endor, I really got into Battlefleet Gothic. I was like, wow, spaceship battles, like, this is cool. So I ran with Battlefleet Gothic for a while, and I ended up starting to dabble into the 40K miniatures. And my first army was, nope, it wasn't Space Marines. It was the Tyranids. Yes, the Tyranids were my very first army, very first codex that I bought. The 3rd edition Tyranid codex way back when. And then I was there for the midnight release. Yes, midnight releases. Anybody remember that kind of thing? When you went to the store and lined up out the door, and the poor employees getting paid minimum wage had to stay there all night and then unlock the doors at midnight and deal with your butt while they were half asleep. Yes. That used to be a thing. So 4th edition came out, and I went hard into 40K. I got the rule book. I got the collector's edition. I started collecting Space Marines because Space Marines just became cool to me after 4th edition, and getting their codex and reading about the Battle for Macragge and the Ultramarines versus the Tyranids. And again, the Tyranids were involved there. It's like a big reason why I like the Tyranids so much is the battles that they have with the Imperium. Like, Chaos at the end of the day is cool and unique and interesting. But the Tyranids are like that big bad overall, you know, that big bad thing that's coming that everybody has to fight, right? Like the Necrons have to fight him, Chaos has to fight him, the Imperium has to fight him, the Eldar have to fight him. Like the Tyranids are just that overall like terror coming to eat the galaxy as a whole, and everybody has to fight back against him. Like just that kind of the cosmic horrors, and yes, the big monsters, because Carnifexes are cool, Hive Tyrants are cool, the newer Screamer Killers and Norn Emissaries. Like all the big monsters are just so cool. And I kind of went over this when I was talking about the LVO reveals and talking about the big dragons there and everything. I just love big monsters, and big monster miniatures are just, they're really cool. And then the lore fighting big monsters, these Space Marines, the knights in armor fighting against this great, this great beast to slay the dragon. Like that just really speaks to me. That's why Tyranids are my favorite Xenos race. Space Marines with the Imperial Guard and the Imperium are my favorite Imperial faction. I don't know who my favorite Chaos faction is yet. Right now, I want to say Tzeentch, or at least the Thousand Suns Chaos Space Marines. I used to like Khorne more. I used to like Nurgle more. I used to like the Word Bearers more. And the reason why I like the Word Bearers is because of their big clash with the Ultramarines, who are definitely my favorite Space Marines. I know, I'm a blueberry. But that's why I really like the Word Bearers, is because of the Battle of Calth and their conflict with the Ultramarines and the Horus Heresy. That was why I really loved them. But lately with Space Marine 2 and learning more about the Thousand Suns, like I had read the Horus Heresy novels for the Thousand Suns, like the Burning of Prospero, and I really liked them in that context. But their 40K current lore is also really interesting, how most of them are just dust and armor and robots controlled by the sorcerers, and Ahriman's looking for a way to reverse what happened to them and everything like that. So Thousand Suns lore, pretty cool. But to continue on a bit with how I got into 40K and everything, so I got in at 3rd edition, was there for 4th and 5th edition. I think I really loved 4th edition because it was my big first jump into the universe. But 5th edition was really great too, and I think 5th edition might have been the best edition I ever played. 6th edition came out, the models were getting better, and I didn't find myself playing the games as much. I had done battles with friends, battles in the Games Workshop stores. I did tournaments at my local game store and things like that. And just after several kind of admittedly negative experiences with playing games with other people or playing games in the Games Workshop stores, I kind of stepped away from the gaming side of it, other than Apocalypse, because I had a massive collection by the time Apocalypse came out, and I increased my collection like tenfold once Apocalypse was released, because to me, Warhammer is all about these big giant battles, like Dawn of War 1, right? You build your base, you have an army of Space Marines, you have tons of models on the field. I would play Apocalypse games with one of my friends for a week, and we wouldn't even be able to finish the game because there were just too many models to move and too many dice to roll. But that was fun to me. I enjoyed Apocalypse a lot. And when I say I had a big collection, I do not joke. If any of you are on Reddit, you can actually go back to some of my posts from years ago, about 8 years ago now, maybe 9 years. where I sold my collection. I went through a really rough patch in my life, and I ended up thinking that selling my Warhammer collection and getting out of Warhammer and focusing on other things was the way to go. So I sold my entire collection, and it was about 25 grand worth of stuff. Yeah. Yep. I had every rulebook edition. I had every codex for every rulebook edition, 4th, 5th, 6th, and some of 3rd edition rulebooks. I had a major army for every faction. Every faction. This was before Adeptus Mechanicus were a faction on the tabletop. So I didn't have an Adeptus Mechanicus army, although they had just started to come out a little bit when I got out of Warhammer initially. But I had everything else, you guys. I had so many Space Marine models. So many Space Marine models. I could field an entire 1st, 3rd, and 4th company of Ultramarines. 3 whole companies worth I had, at least, of models, if not more, probably more. Definitely more, actually, now that I think about it. I had the Forge World, Deathwing, Terminator upgrade kits, and I had half of the Deathwing company. Yeah, I had 50 Terminator models for that army. And then they came out with newer models in 6th edition, and I got more of those models. So I had a lot of Deathwing models. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. Like, my Imperial Guard and my Tyranid armies dwarfed that. Like, I had so many guardsmen, so many tanks. I had so many Tyranids, so many big monsters. Like, in a big way, I actually really regret selling my collection. But I think it was for the best, because I ended up doing it right before 7th edition and the Primaris came out, and I think that was probably the best time to sell what I had, because after that nobody was going to want the old Marines, because everybody was going to want the new Primaris Marines. Kinda. That's not always the case, but kinda. So I got out of it, and I stayed out of it for about 8 years, but 10th edition came around and I got back into it in a big way. I'm not gaming anymore, but I am focusing more on the hobbies and the models, which comes around to wanting to do more content. I want to show you guys how I paint. I want to show you guys how I model, because I've been doing this for over 20 years and I have a lot of experience doing it. So I went off on a big tangent. I'm not sure if I meant to go on a big tangent about how I got in and out and back into Warhammer, but here we are. At the end of the day, if you're still here, thank you. I really appreciate you guys subscribing. I really, really do. Like, again, just seeing that number keep ticking away on the upside is just, it's so amazing to me, so inspiring. And I couldn't ask for more. So yeah, just kind of closing thoughts. I got this microphone. I'm hoping it improves my audio quality. I'm hoping it improves my content. I want to get into reading stuff a lot more now that I have this, and get that lore content to you guys that I promised. But I am still going to keep injecting Tacticus gameplay in there, because there's a lot going on with Tacticus. I really like the game. I really like covering the game. And I know a lot of people are here because of my Tacticus content, and that's going to continue, so don't worry. This is going to be like a drip feed for your Warhammer 40k addiction. I'm going to try to upload something at least 4 days out of the week. That's kind of my schedule right now. Lately, there's been a lot of content, so I've been uploading a little bit more. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm looking to improve. I'm looking to increase everything, my content, my subscribers, everything. And because you guys are here, it inspires me and allows me to continue to do this and continue to excel at this. And I hope a year from now, right? Let's say a year from now, that everything is a bit more streamlined, everything sounds better, and my content has improved to the point where I'm attracting more people. And that's the big goal. So again, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. If you're here, thank you. If you're not here, but you checked out my content at any point, thank you. If you left a comment, thank you. Like there's a lot of people I would like to acknowledge. This is the 100 subscriber thank you video. I'm actually now at 150 subscribers, which is wild. So there's going to be something else coming out for that soon. So stay tuned. There's more on the way. I really appreciate you guys being here. Thank you and take care.